Hey everybody, today we're going to make a really fun t-shirt using this vintage inspired transfer. First thing you got to do is cut out all the pieces that you want to use. Some of the pieces have cut lines and for the numbers they don't, so you just have to cut them apart and just give a little bit of space in between each number. For this project, I am cutting out the numbers for the year that I was born. Once I have all the pieces cut out, I'm going to lay them out before I actually start inking. I use the very technical method of eyeballing and moving around until I like how it looks. I decided to use some painter's tape to line up the bottom of the numbers just because I wanted to make sure that it was really straight on the shirt. Just a warning, I made a mistake. I centered that top piece based on the emulsion, which is that green area of the transfer, and not on the screened, which is the word vintage. And so it was off just a little bit. I ended up adding some flowers to the top left corner just to make sure that it looked, cohesive. I used a multi-tool to put the ink on, and I really took my time because I didn't want to go over the sides with the ink. You could also outline the stencil with more painter's tape if you're afraid that you'll go over. Again, I used a multi-tool, and then I went back over each of the numbers with a little more wide squeegee to straighten out any lines that could appear through the screened area. I didn't want those lines to show up on the actual screened image. The color ink that I'm using for this project is called Dune. It's kind of like a off-white tannish color, and I think it really popped off of the color of the shirt that I was using. I also decided only to use one color for this project, but you can get fancy and add multiple colors. The nice thing about ink is that you don't have to use the paste and pull method. Ink won't dry for a while, and so you can take your time in doing inked projects without having to worry about pulling up those transfers super fast. To set the image, once you're done, you're going to use either a blow dryer or a heat tool to preset that ink so that it's not super wet. And then I use my easy press on 350 for 30 seconds. Put a piece of parchment paper down before you set it, or you can use an iron on cotton setting. Again, just put that parchment paper down before you set it. Make sure to follow along for more ideas like this.